Well then, I know it's been a little while since I've made a video. It's been a crazy couple of weeks for me, so apologies about that, but I thought we'd jump into Kerbal Space Program, because I love space, I love rockets, and Kerbal Space Program 2 is getting released in the near future, so I thought, I definitely need to get on to the first one, and we'll see what's what. I was just having a little look at the difficulty modifiers. They don't end up changing anything now. This is a different style of video for me. Like, this is pre-recorded footage that I've made first ever time on the game, and I'm basically just commentating over it, which is a different style for me. So I was just having a quick little skim read of that. It's not really anything important, it's just telling you how to move and select stuff. So I'm having a little hover around, just seeing like what all the different areas are, what they do and such. But of course we want to get straight into building our rocket. Now I didn't realise you don't actually have anything, so again I had a quick little skim read of that. But as you'll see in a second, I kind of just clicked through everything now. I'm thinking, wait, where the fuck is everything? I did load this game up and I built a rocket on Sandbox and never launched it. I started building it, and when I got near the end I couldn't do what I wanted to do because I didn't know how to do it, so I just gave up. But we're doing it properly this time, we're doing the campaign. I'm going to learn the game as we go. The main thing for me was just controls. Like, I don't know the keybinds, I still don't know them, I only know a couple of them. Which is, problematic. I'm just going to skip through, speed the footage up a bit. Still need to watch all of this. I decided I didn't know what I was doing, so I thought. So back at what I was on before, and now I've got something to kind of aim for now. I had no idea how to do symmetry at this point. I'll be completely honest, I had no clue. So I ended up just placing them all one by one. So yeah, I'm clicking loads of different buttons on my keyboard and everything, and I'm trying to place the first pin. I try absolutely everything, it just weren't working. Yeah, we got there in the end. We've got parachute, we've got our little goo collection thing. I'm clicking to see if there's like a way to set keybinds. This is why I'm like clicking everything. I'm seeing, is there a keybind to start it if I click this button, so on and so forth. Because the only other game I've really played similar to this, which isn't too similar, but it is in a way, is Next Space Rebels. I played that quite a lot. Didn't record it. I should probably maybe record a series on it at some point. But I've completed that a couple of times. I've played it through a good few times. So, and I like how I can just click a button on my keyboard. Click one button, it'll decouple and start an engine. I can click another one, it'll, I like that style. So I need to definitely have a look and see if there's any keybinds for this to kind of set that up. Because I'm pretty sure there is. Because the videos I've watched of people playing it, I don't see them manually clicking everything to like decouple and all that other stuff, but you'll see that soon. We're getting our parachutes and everything in, let's get on the launch pad and then spend a long time wondering why I can't launch it. As you can see, I'll be back and forth regularly, clicking through all of the options. It keeps telling me there's no control, and I had absolutely no clue what I had to do to fix it. So a bit stumped, I thought, what, all I can do is Google it at this point. So I went to good old Google, we got our Kerbal in there, and now we can do our science and get going. So So one thing I did realize is these little booster, like the little first boosters you have, they don't have, like, you have no throttle control. You can't control, like, how powerful it is. Like, it just goes. That's one thing I did realise. Also realised I have pretty much, like, nothing to do now until we drop back to Earth. Don't worry, I do discover the speed up button soon enough. But we're safely back now anyway. So now I make the mistake of going back to mission, like the vehicle thingy, and like the vehicle creation area instead of recovering my vehicle. So I now spend a little while wondering how I get that back. There we go, at least we got everything back though. We got our science and our parts. Funds have gone up big. Oh, big time. Oh, we're liking it. Well, I say big time. It's 112k, which is absolutely nothing in I imagine. Considering there's next space for an extra 0, I imagine I've got pennies. So now we're on to building our next rocket. And I thought we'd go for something a bit bigger. I decided I wanted the paint all to go the same way. Oh, we're using our first decoupler. And then this is where I got frustrated because I couldn't get it to reconnect. No, I disconnected it, and I didn't realise I'd clicked one of my WASD keys while moving it, which turns it sideways. And I hadn't realised because I didn't know that was a keybind, but now I do. So I'm trying to place it, and I'm like, it's snapped, so I'm clicking R, I'm clicking like rotate, and like R for rotate, thinking that'd work, but it didn't. So I tried pretty much every button on my keyboard, and I think eventually I just found a sweet spot. So I think if I went back on it now, everything would still be facing that way. The way it, like, everything would be pointing sideways. We get the fins on. And of course we've got to get our like antennas and science and everything all set up. Now I'm just going through again, seeing if there's any way to set keybind. Like, no, of course there wasn't. It was worth a look. So now we're on to launching. It's our first bigger rocket. I'm just kind of getting used to the whole swivel engine thing. I angled way too early. You don't want to be angling 45 degrees at 1500 metres. Well, I was pointing more 70, but we're looking to probably going about 60 degrees at the minute, I'd say. Maybe 50? I don't know, to be honest. Well, actually, no, it looks pretty 45 degrees from that angle. Yeah, I'd say that's 45 degrees, fuck it. So I'd say we're going like... There's probably something I can actually turn on to tell me the angle. But yeah, we definitely went far too early, as you can see. We're like 45 degrees at 6,500 metres. We're barely making it through the atmosphere. We're actually coming up to max Q, which is 13,000. See, now this is... It just went wrong. It just kept going wrong from this point because I realised I think I was clicking space or enter. I was clicking something to try and to see if there was buttons. I tried clicking 1, 2, 3, thinking, you know, didn't work. I think I clicked 0 for that one. I'm not sure, but I was trying to find a way. It just wasn't working. So I thought, let's do all my science before I end up doing the same stuff again. It just kept doing that. I really was doing my nutting because I wanted to decouple and the one below it, so I had the extra fuel, another rocket there. But of course that just was not happening for me. But you know what, we take those. So we'll go and do a bit more research. And we get our proper rocketry stuff now. Of course though, we are still missing heat shields. pretty useful to have heat shields. So I'm having a look at rocket boosters. I was thinking about, you know, placing them so they fall off the sides of the main rocket. I wanted to go for, and in the end it just didn't happen, so I went against it. And I realised I placed my second set of fins below the decoupler, so I'd have zero control over the top part. You know, I'm smart like that. So as you can tell, this one didn't particularly go well. Because as soon as I fire up the second engine, I realise I've got zero control and everything just kind of goes tits up. I have a little bit of control, well I think I've got a little bit of control at the beginning. I'm trying to keep it steady. I'm actually trying to point it more into like an orbital, because I don't want to go out the atmosphere and be in space because I've got no fuel and stuff like that. We're not ready for that just yet. But I wanted to get like just a low descent back down, but yeah, it didn't really work out. So, you know, we're using our speed up, watched it go around the map, and we got our re-entry. And splash down. Oh, of course, we're going to recover our parts. I don't think I'll leave it here for this one, really. Yeah, we're at the end of the pre-recorded footage. I didn't want to record too much, you know. As you can see, we completed our mission. Yeah, but I didn't want to record too much, and yeah, I wanted to give us kind of like a little base to build off of for next time. Well, I'm enjoying this game, you know, there's a lot I need to learn about it, and a lot I'm looking forward to learn about it. But yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it anyway, and I wish you all the best.